Hi, you made it to my channel, Niche Gaming. I want to do a bunch of different guide videos. I'm not going to do like a playthrough. I've been going back and forth to decide, okay, should I do it? But this playthrough is just way too long, and I think it's too tedious. I want to focus on, I will do like certain tasks that I feel certain trucks are good with. But okay, let me first like give a brief intro to this game. If you're not familiar with SnowRunner, SnowRunner is for those who, I guess, really like to have kind of a trucking simulation, or if you were like working like for a logistics or trucking company. So it's if you want that realistic feel, for the most part. I mean, within reasons, you get a decent simulation here, but that also means the tedious parts, the tough parts, the slow parts, the patience that's required. So if you're kind of like into racing games, what I was looking for in the kind of, I had dirt rally and these kinds of off-roading type games, but I wanted an off-roading game like with a purpose, not just running your truck around in the dirt and everything. Okay, that's off-roading, but going in the dirt for a reason. You have to get to do logging or whatever. So I wanted that kind of truck, like hey, I have a trucking company and I need my trucks to go into the road and to fix things, to fix issues, construction trucks and even highway trucks, convert them into off-road trucks, or trucks with some off-road capabilities. So that's what that I saw really liked about this, the appeal to play this game. So it may not be everyone's cup of tea, that's for sure, but for those who get into it, I'll try to guide you on what settings you should use. So we go into your new game here. You have the option of new campaign. That kind of just takes you to the easy game, right? And that's more of a tutorial. Like you've never played, start with that. Okay, when you don't really know. Hard mode is, I mean, I agree with a lot of the settings in hard mode, and because they make it more realistic, you do have to pay for fuel and repairs. And so in the tutorial, new campaign, easy mode, you don't pay for fuel, you don't pay for, because they're just trying to teach you how to play the game, really, and just to get a feel for the game, right, and give you little tips and guides and everything. But in the hard mode, it gets serious, like you're running like a trucking company. But some of these things are just maybe a little too unreasonable or too hard, and there's other settings that could really be improved. So they don't list all the settings here. But they do in New Game Plus. So ever since this is a real game changer when they added this. In previous versions, you didn't have this. But yeah, obviously, if you recently got SnowRunner, or definitely if you updated it, even if you had it before, definitely this option is available now, New Game Plus. So you start with the Chevrolet CK1500. Now, I don't want to give an unfair advantage, so I just go, okay, CK1500 is fine. You could do random North American Scout vehicle, random Scout and highway vehicles, heavy duty vehicles, whatever. But so stick with the CK1500. I'm not going to use it anyway. Default rank, you don't want to change that. Rank does affect some things, but we'll leave it. And certain things, I think certain trucks you can't buy until you're high enough rank, which is fine. Starting rules, currency. Currency, I just, the problem is suffering through the CK1500 and the Scout 800, it's too much. Those trucks are utterly useless. Those are just, again, the starting trucks. They're fine for the tutorial, but when you want to get serious, you got to start with enough money. And I start with a Rezvani Hercules 6x6. I'll explain why later when I get to the Scout DLCs. But the Scout truck is important, which Scout truck you try. You just go through a lot of suffering if you insist on starting with a CK, or give yourself a challenge. I've already been through that. I played the Michigan map so many times that I'm like, man, I'm not suffering through this anymore. So 25,000 is just not enough to get all the upgrades, and I think even to buy the car. The Rezvani Hercules 6x6 is like 39,000 game currency. So getting only 25,000 is not going to be enough, and I don't want to do a single thing with a CK1500, so I'd skip to this. And this is like the only thing I do, one of the few things that I do to reduce the challenge, or just go through some of the tedious parts. Like I said, have a good balance of fun and, of course, challenge. Truck availability rules, keep it the same. whatever's available, how it's standard of the game. I don't think you need to change the default settings here. Now you're probably going to get DLCs, and I'll explain which DLCs to start with. Definitely I'll start with the Scout DLCs in this video. But here, what it's giving you the option is to just get free DLC trucks in your garage. Now that's not very realistic, so we got that simulation aspect. You can't just get those trucks for free, but you could if you just change the setting. So I'm going to start with no DLC trucks stored in the garage. You can access the DLC trucks. I think sometimes they're based on rank, other times they're just based like on the money. Can you have enough money? So 150,000 is not nearly. Some of these trucks are like 500,000 or whatever, right? And if you buy the truck, then you have to get the upgrades and, off-road tires and this and that. I mean, it's not that useful without all those add-ons. So we'll leave that. And so we'll leave the truck, or we'll change it to start with no DLC trucks stored in the garage. Truck pricing rules, default setting, leave it. Truck selling price rules. In the normal game, you get the same, you can use a truck for bang it up and then sell it for the same price you bought it for, which is ridiculous. So sell it at 50% price. Now the hard game, I forgot, I don't think they even allow you to sell trucks. I think, no, they do. Hard game is sell it at 50%. So this is the same as the hard setting. We're going to jump down here to the trailer pricing rules. Oh, sorry, selling pricing rules. Pricing rules, what it costs, like a fuel trailer or flatbed or sideboard trailer. Leave those prices as they are. I mean, the game has a reason for setting those prices, so we'll leave it. Selling price rules. The game doesn't allow you, in the hard mode, doesn't allow you to sell it for half the price, like a used price, you could say. And in the hard mode, in the normal mode, you sell it for the same price as you bought it. So you can bang up a trailer, use it, and then sell it, or you can get unlimited fuel that way. It's silly. It's definitely it's not suitable for hard mode or for challenge or simulation, like you're running a truck company. So yeah, sell it 50%. I think it's reasonable. Vehicle storage availability rules, same. Trailer availability rules. I just don't change these availability and pricing rules. Leave them unless you have a good reason for changing a setting. You don't. General rule. Okay, here's something that maybe I differ from a lot of people. Like, I don't like this. That's kind of game progression. Fine, it's game progression mindset, and they basically allow certain add-ons, tire add-ons, internal add-ons at different stages and ranks, and they make them available. But I think that's silly. If I want to get add-ons, especially in this day and age, the only thing that's stopping is money. Money availability, where do I get it from? It has to be imported, get it from the truck or different, which warehouse? I mean, who carries that truck? Do I have to buy it online? And how long? So these are the realities. But you can access anything, and money is the biggest factor in whether you can get that particular add-on customization for your truck. So all add-ons are available for start. They're the same price. I don't change the price, and they can be costly. So because I have this thing about comparing trucks and to their highest point, like I always try to only get a truck when I can afford all of its add-ons. Otherwise, don't buy it at all. So when I use it, so it's like I'm using the Fleet Star versus another truck, and then I know the difference between Fleet Star at its best and that truck at its best. Its flaws, its body balance, its fuel efficiency, its engine capabilities, max. So how much can it haul? All of that stuff. How powerful of a truck is it? You name it. The level of tires, how big the tires are. All of it. So tire availability rules, same. You can get mud tires from day one. It's just up to you. Like a lot of companies don't get mud tires because they're highway trucks. I mean, the mud tires are not suitable. Highway trucks are more fuel efficient, and of course, at higher speeds, the mud tires and other tires, they're not going to give you good traction on the road. So why would any commercial company have anything besides those highway tires? So again, it's all about money and your needs. And this is an off-roading game, so you want to have the different tires available, but they obviously cost money. You don't get it stocked. Now, certain DLC trucks and other trucks, when you buy them from the truck store, whether DLC or not, they come equipped with certain stocks, and sometimes the stock will be a mud tire, or it'll be an off-road tire. It won't be the highway tire. It just depends on the truck. Like when you get the Rezvani, it comes standard with its off-road tires. Rezvani off-road tires. But I just upgrade them to mud tire, but you have to pay for that, which is fine. You can sell off the ones you... same thing with add-ons, as it is for the pricing of the trucks and the trailers. You sell the add-ons for half the price you bought it for. So that way it's not a game that, or it's not lame that you can just buy the add-on and then sell it right back for the same price. No, you sell it for half the price, so you do lose money. So you have to use your good sense in what you buy and what not to buy. All internal add-ons available for purchase. For purchase, they're not free. Now, add-ons that you find, that you know you're going to find maybe in Michigan map and other maps, or you just say, okay, I need this add-on now because I want to be able to use this truck now. Get the add-on later. Okay, it's an extra one. I can just sell it for half the price. Because it would be the same thing if you had the add-on, but except you just didn't have to pay for it. So you use those add-ons that you find as an extra bonus. But if you want to use a truck right away, then you might as well just buy all of its add-ons. So you use that truck at its best. Vehicle add-on pricing rules, so yeah, don't change that. Garage refueling rules. Now this is something that comes mainly from the easy settings, the normal settings, where you go to the garage and you get fully refueled. That's, again, not simulation. Doesn't give you that simulation real life effect at all whatsoever. So yeah, definitely a big no-no there. Fuel pricing rules. I have no reason to change this, so I don't. If you manage your fuel, definitely from the Michigan map, you get plenty of fuel to do all your stuff. It's just a matter of managing and knowing where that fuel is, how to move those fuel trailers and carry the fuel from one place to the other as you need. That's the hardest part in Michigan map, but you should never be able to, never have to pay for fuel. So this is just the way. There's a reason for that. The payouts in this game are very low as compared to the cost of the fuel. But eventually, I think you do have to, from what I've heard from others, you do have to pay for fuel eventually. So taking fuel with you from one map to the other, it's part of the challenge. It's part of what you should do or what you can do, just to save money. You want to save as much fuel as you can from one map to the other, because that fuel will get even more pricey in other parts, in other maps. I think it starts for, I forgot the rates. It was like $2 per liter to like $8 per liter or $6 per liter. It gets more and more expensive in different maps. Garage vehicle repair rules. Again, on the normal settings, the tutorial settings, the easy settings, this repair is free. So you just go to the garage, boom, you can bang up your truck, destroy the truck completely, recover it for free, boom, back to the garage, fully repaired like it's brand new. So obviously, again, that's not simulation. No auto repair. All repair is paid. So if you're going to do that, you have to pay like $2,500, $5,000, $10,000, depending on the truck. I think maybe even more. I think it just depends on the truck, but at least $2,500, even for the smaller scouts. The auto repair is not going to be paid, and I don't see a reason to make it higher. I think the regular price is fine. Maybe it could be a little higher to make it more realistic. It just depends on how bad your truck, and it doesn't matter how bad your truck is banged up. It'll cost the same. Let's say if all of your truck is fully repaired, the only thing you change is the body. Like if the body's badly damaged, then you'll pay the same $2,500 or $5,000 or $10,000 that cost you to auto repair that truck. Or sorry, repair that truck completely. So the garage repair is the only way to fix the body. So the body's all banged up, and that's more for aesthetics. For the most part, functionality usually doesn't affect. So you can repair all the functionality parts and still have the truck perfectly working. Its tires and everything else, like engine and everything else working. But it just looks terrible, looks really banged up. So this is the only way, the garage is the only way to fix up the body. Again, that's more aesthetics. It's up to you when to spare that. And I'll tell you kind of how we make that work. You have to have some extra money, and how we're going to do that. We're not going to do any money farming. We just increase the payouts to the max the settings allow us to do. So we'll get to that in a bit. Repair part restock. Because what we're going to do with the repair parts is there's certain, like especially when you're out with a scout or you're away from the garage or away from Actually, usually it's not even the garage. It's certain parts of the map that'll have repair parts available to buy, and restocking those repair parts that are equipped on a particular vehicle itself, right? It'll have its own repair parts, or a service trailer that has nothing but 1,500 repair parts, for example. So to repair those points or parts is going to be paid, obviously. That way you don't get unlimited repair points. Repair points efficiency rules. I like to make this twice the damage. So if you damage, let's say, 20 parts worth or 20 points worth, you'll end up paying 40 points for the repair. The reason I do this is there's so many service trailers available, definitely in the Michigan map. It's like you never have to pay for repair, and that's not realistic. So to make that part a little paid, or add that challenge there. What I've noticed, you could do this another way and make the vehicle damage twice as much, but no, I don't agree with that. And I've seen the game kind of gets buggy the way they do damage. It kind of screws things up. So I'm like, that's too buggy. I wouldn't change the vehicle damage rules, but I would make the vehicle damage takes 2 times more repair points to fix. Vehicle repair regional rules, I like this. This is a nice. So if I'm taking a North American truck into the Russian maps, and if I have to repair it there, it costs me double. So I got double the damage and double. It's going to end up costing me like 4 times more than you would in a normal easy mode game. I.e., don't damage your truck, and that puts more pressure on you to drive more carefully, not drive like a maniac. So if you want to drive like a maniac and play for fun, yeah, play in the easy mode. Just get that fun out of your system. But if you wanted the simulation effect, then look to these rules. Truck recovery rules, again, big thing here. And even the base price for recovery just felt like it was just making it too easy. Normal setting costs a lot of money. I think in the hard settings it costs paid in its base price. I like to increase this to even 4 times. So truck recovery is like last option. One of the things about this game is you manage your trucks in such a way that even if I need to recover my truck, one of my other trucks is able to recover. I don't get in a kind of mess that's going to make me have to do recovery, outsource my recovery. That's a disaster, especially in this game. But sometimes it can happen. You can make mistakes with a truck and go into the water or something and sink to the bottom of the lake. And the only solution is to recover it. Or certain trucks, you just don't want to pull them out of the really muddy areas that they're in. But again, that's kind of the challenge of the game, right? In fact, it's a big part of the challenge of the game, to recover these free trucks, but you have to recover it from the ugly position it's in. Really, really muddy areas. So truck recovery rules, paid, and 4 times base price. That's what I find to be good. I initially tried it 6 times. I felt that was a little too much, so 4 times is fine. Contract payout rules, this is very important. One of the reasons why I jacked this up to the highest it allows is 300 monetary rewards, 300%, so 3 times as much. If it paid 5,000, now it's going to pay 15,000, that particular task or assignment. The payouts are very low with respect to the prices. I mean, there's no way you can get all the trucks in the game. So I don't think you can still even get all the trucks in the game with this monetary reward, but okay, it'll help you to at least play with as many trucks as possible, to get a huge variety of your fleet, and that's cool. That's one of the big. That's the game. That's essentially what the game is all about, using the different trucks. If I don't get too much variety of trucks, then that's not going to be very fun. So this is very, very important. I think it's just way too low payouts for the cost of the truck and everything else. And if you add in fuel costs, if they didn't give you free fuel enough to go through the map, then you just can't buy anything. So you got to manage your fuel properly, and you should be able to handle everything without having to refuel at any fuel stations. At least in the Michigan map, and again, I'll be able to give further feedback when I clear other maps. Contest availability rules. Now, in the easy and in the hard game, I think the hard game gives you 3 tries, and the easy game gives you unlimited tries. So you can do unlimited farming of the contests. Again, that's so stupid. Now, if you do the monetary rewards 100%, a lot of people try to make up for that by doing farming of the contests. It's like, come on, man. That makes the game no fun. I tried to do that at one point, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm trying to make up for the hard mode not having any rewards and being so hard by farming and playing these contests 3 times each and trying to make sure I get gold every time. And if I don't get it, I end up restarting because that's my only way to make money. I was like, nah, that's stupid. Permanently unavailable after one attempt. So you get one attempt. If you fail the contest, then you fail it. If you get gold, then you get gold. That's it. Automatic cargo loading is paid. So even if you load something, somebody has to load it, right? And this is always a cost. Again, free for fun. Play the game just to have a great time and wreck your trucks however you feel like, or experiment, or go to tutorial or whatever. And then when you're ready for the simulation, automatic loading is paid. I like to increase this to 4 times base price. The crane system would be completely useless if you could just auto load everything and it didn't cost you money, or it cost you low amount of money. So I initially did this at 6 times the base price. I was like, okay, it's not necessary to go that far. I think 4 times is a nice balance that makes you use cranes as much as possible, so you can cut on that cost. Map marker rules don't need to change. The travel between regions. So when you go from Michigan to, let's say, I don't know, Wisconsin or another map, or Alaska, so traveling between regions is paid. It should be. It's not free. To take one truck from one region, or take it by sea, or however, there's going to be cost to that. And I think it's at 5,000 is pretty standard. Truck switching, this seems like a really stupid setting to change. I tried this one time, but when you have like a truck, you can have different drivers for each truck, right? It's not like all your truck drivers are sitting in one location. No, they're in wherever their trucks are and wherever their assignments and contracts are. So this charges you just for switching from one truck to the other. That's stupid. It's not like you have one guy managing an entire truck team. It's not realistic. So I didn't like that part. It kind of seemed like it was adding difficulty in a stupid way. So I didn't do it. Time settings. Default, no time skip. I don't like time skip. I was like, okay, just let the natural time scale run. If you want the time scale to stop, then you have to pause the game or hit escape or whatever to really kind of pause the game, pause the day and night cycles. But I like the day and night cycles. You get a challenge at different times of the night. You have to use the headlights. Okay, default, no time skip. No double day, no this double night time. Leave it as default, no time skip. Let the time run as the game is scheduled. I think a few minutes will start to be a few hours or something. Real life minutes is equal to few game hours. I forgot how much it was, but it's not like the day and night cycles take forever, but you get a good, nice variety of day driving and night driving. So that's my rule stuff. Those are rules I think will give a good playthrough of the game. Again, balancing fun, the fun element, a little bit of extra money for aesthetics, but you have to be careful repairing the body balance or body damage of your truck again and again, 2,500, 5,000 every time, just because you think you have some extra money. So now I'm gonna go through the Scout DLCs because this CK1500, we're not going to use it. It's just too much suffering, as I mentioned before. So we go right to the truck store. And head to the Scouts. And we go through these. Now, CK1500, pretty standard. You don't have to buy any DLCs. This is the one you start with, unless you make some setting changes. You have this Chevrolet Apache. This is a DLC that I have. From what I've read, the only benefit that this truck has over others is it supposedly does better on ice. I haven't confirmed it. I've heard some people say that, but otherwise, one of the good things, okay, is 6x6, but what benefit does it have over the Rezvani Hercules 6x6? And I would say nothing, except if that's true what it says. It has less power. It has the same, I think, power as the CK1500 has access to. It is a 6x6, so it's more stable, better body balance, less chance to tip over. Better in mud if it's on all-wheel drive. One of the weird things about this truck is it's front-wheel drive, whereas majority of the trucks in this game are, if you're not on all-wheel drive, then they start with the rear-wheel drive or rear tandem axle drive. That's all your hauling trucks, and every truck pretty much. This is one of those weird trucks where even though it's a hauling truck or a work truck, pickup truck, it's a front wheel drive. Now, I don't know if that's 100% matches in real life. I'll go through the trucks and their own reviews and really focus on their hauling power and their efficiency, fuel efficiency, that sort of thing when I review each truck. But this one, it's still up in the air whether this was a good idea. It's off-road truck size, tires of 44 inches versus the Rezvani, which I think has a maximum 37 or 38 inches, or 39 inches rather. So it is slightly bigger tires. In my experience, again, it doesn't, just because of less power, it doesn't really do better than the Rezvani Hercules 6x6. But again, that's debatable. And has plenty of fuel. When you go through the preview here, you can add a lot of fuel here, and it's second to the Rezvani, I think, in total amount of fuel that it can take with. So that's 200 here, along with the 95 in his tank, so that's 295. But the power to weight is just terrible. That's what makes this truck. They should have given it a higher access to a better engine. Is that realistic? Not sure. International Lodestar 1700 is classified as a Scout in this game. Again, that's debatable. If you look at its actual uses in real life, it was always a medium-duty truck, and it has a lot of power for a Scout. But it is in the Scout, and that gives it access to Scout trailers and Scout, Scout external add-ons and that sort of thing. So it's like this powerful medium-duty truck tossed into the Scout options. I'll get to the Rezvani Hercules 6x6 in a second, because that's the truck we're going to start with, and it's definitely a DLC that you should invest in. It's not just for looks, it's actual practical functionality. It's an awesome truck, and I think the best Scout truck to start with, especially in your Michigan game. This I honestly haven't used. I don't know what the practical usage. I think you get it in Wisconsin. I forgot which map you get this in, but you have to find it. And this is one of the availability, truck availability rules. If you had set that to available from the start, so all trucks would be available to buy. And I kind of like this part of it, that you don't have access to all the trucks, even if you have the money. Some of these trucks you just have to find. You have to explore in the world. You either get it for free or whatever. And I think a lot of these are you find them, right, in certain maps. So you don't have access to them until you find it in the map. I think that's fine. And then you'd have like 3 or 4 Ford F-750s, for example, right? And you can buy it. You can buy multiple ones after you find it, though. I do like that restriction. So you can change that if you want. When we did the New Game Plus rules. A Ford F-750, again, it's like one of those trucks that probably shouldn't even be in the Scout trucks, but it is. And it's overpowered. It's one of the best Scout trucks all around. Its pulling power, its highest engine, it's ridiculous power that it has, and the size, everything, all about when you actually use it, you'll see it's one of the best trucks to use. The amount of add-ons they can have, it's almost like a full medium duty truck. Has even more options for add-ons that a lot of that you expect from a heavy duty truck. So awesome truck for this game standards. This one I think you find in Alaska, Hummer H2. I'll review that when I get there, but yeah, you don't have to pay for this DLC. This DLC, I believe I bought, or it's part of this package that I bought. I forgot which one it was, but yeah, this is the DLC that's worth getting, definitely, if you have to buy it separately. But I think this was included in Season 1 Pass or Season 2 Pass or something like that. Depends on what package you got the game with, right? Scout 800. Crappy truck. Maybe not so in real life, but the way they did the body balance in this game, They put the fuel in here in the stupidest way. Like, if I were to put fuel here and take fuel cans, I wouldn't put a roof rack. I'd put it in the back of the truck or something. But the way they did it is just beyond ridiculous. It just makes the truck unusable, honestly. And this truck is small. It has less power. It's not much of a hauler. I think it's advertised as a for fun off-roading truck, but I'll discuss this truck when I tell you why I reject it. But yeah, this is not a truck you want to use. You do get it for free. You find it in Michigan in your first map. I have less experience with some of these. Some of these I have tried them. They're decent trucks, but we'll review them more when we do the Russian maps. And out of these ones that I really know and have seen thousands of reviews is Yar 87. This is just outclass, amazing. Again, one of the best scouts in the game. But yeah, you don't access it until you get to the Russian trucks, Russian maps. And it is a Russian truck. It's amazing. And I believe there's variations of this truck to this very day, and that some of them even swim in water or shallow waters. They can go through that. I mean, it's unbelievable. I have less experience with this one, so I think it's too early for me to review this one, whether you should buy this DLC. Flatbed looks kind of like a balance between a hauler and a scout. I wonder what is the engine that they give you. Now, I don't know nothing about this tag 404, but power to weight tells me, I guess it's okay. I have to review what this engine's settings are, rates are. Now these tires are huge, so that seems like a big advantage. But it says some of these settings, they'll say excellent, but when you actually get into the mud, they're not. This looks like it would be. So, and it's a 6x6, huge tires, autonomous scout that you expect from a scout. Let me see, are some of these providing fuel? Yeah, 80 liters here, 100 liters here, 180 plus 280, that's 460. Okay, so that's the most fuel that you can take from any. So this would be a good option. I know less about it, and I haven't bought this DLC, but this seems like an awesome option, and it seems like it's available if you get that DLC. So this might be a good replacement for this. Let me see. Let me view this in library. See. Okay, I don't have this DLC content. That's probably why I don't have this one. Let me view in store. How much does this DLC cost right now? Okay. So I think you get it in the.
Good day, runners.
I guess you get it in the year 3
After
pass.
2 seasons of
Okay, I'm
racing up
eventually
and
going to get
down
the year
Canadian
3 pass. It's
trails,
like I felt like
it's time for a change.
I haven't done enough with the year 1 and year 2 pass that, you know, why would I get the year 3 and year 4 pass? So I'll get it eventually. But yeah, I'm not gonna get it right now, but I think it seems like a good thing to buy. So that's one that I would consider compared to the Rezvani Hercules 6x6 to start with. How much does it cost? Like in-game cost? I don't know. Does it say that? No. Yeah, I can't help you there. So, all right. I have looked at these and tested these and seen many reviews. These are more like for fanboys, with respect. They're not great for what's required in this game. The kind of off-roading you need in this game for a scout or heavy-duty trucks or any trucks. And these are not what you need. Jeep Wrangler is like the best of these four. There's Land Rovers but you know, certain people have like nostalgia attachments and that sort of thing, and they just love their Defender and Range Rover and whatever Land Rover. They love their truck, the one they used for their. You know, this is, I think Jeep Wrangler has a rock crawler thing, and it's pretty good, I guess. Rock crawling doesn't seem to me like it's pure for fun, right? You can do it, but that simulation aspect, okay, this is not going to be good. If you want to get all the DLCs because you want to collect them, and you do different things with the trucks, yeah, by all means, go for it. But if you're trying to play on a budget and looking for the best simulation and a balance between realistic simulation and fun and budget and everything, so I would say no. I wouldn't buy either one of these. They are expensive with respect to what the other DLCs cost, but they're great for aesthetics. I mean, they look cool. Like once you get all the different DLCs and wraps, you can really soup them up and make them look pretty. So okay, it's more for looks, I think, for aesthetics. They don't give you enough fuel. They're not great scouts. They really aren't. These don't seem that special to me. They're not 6x6. They don't have, like this one, I don't think it gives you too much fuel with it. So yeah, you wouldn't get a DLC just for this, unless, again, you're a fanboy of this type of thing, or you want to collect all the trucks, fine. So out of scouts, those are the only ones that I would go for, like in terms of DLCs, is this Burlak 6x6, which you get, I think, part of the Season 3 pass. That's worth it. And of course, this is worth it if you have to get it separately. Yeah, I'd say yes. I would still say yes, but it does usually included with the Season 1 and 2 pass. And by now, those are pretty standard. You get those at a reasonable rate. This one I had to buy separately, and I'm still not 100% convinced whether it was a good move, but okay, I got it. Rezvani 6x6. This does have one of the most amount of fuel and like also large tires, but if you want to compare 6x6 tires and probably more engine power, then you go with this one, the Burlak 6x6. So I will need to review that before I give a final answer on that, but yeah, I would say that's fine. If you have that DLC, you can go with that one or the Rezvani. But the Rezvani is the safest bet. As I get into the different aspects of the game, and when I actually start getting into heavy duty trucks, then I'll mention like what I bought and why I bought it. Right, as I improve my fleet and increase my fleet and decide to buy a truck, I'll definitely make a video about that. Say, hey, during my playthrough, I decided to buy this truck and this is why, and I'll go through the DLCs and options that I had for that particular class. So right now I only did Scout class. So I'll go ahead and get all the upgrades. The advantage to doing having these settings where you have all the add-ons are available is compared to the normal settings and even hard setting, and definitely hard settings, you don't have access to those. So that's the advantage. The disadvantage is it still costs a lot of money. So and if you're picky about using the truck at its best, then again, you won't want to buy the truck or use a truck until you can afford all of the add-ons. And as you get to some of the bigger and bigger trucks, all the add-ons put together, it's a lot of money, and you may not have that. So you can get a truck for free, let's say a big heavy truck, right? And its add-ons are really costly. You get the truck for free, but then you have to pay for all the add-ons, and it may not be worth it. So, or it may not be worth it to start with until you get a lot of money. Enough money to pay for it. So 39-inch mud tires, MS1. There really isn't any other good option, and you don't need to do anything else because this is your Scout. On-road performance, you're not trying to race this on the main roads. This is going to be in the mud and off-road most of the time. Autonomous Scout, absolutely necessary. One of the reasons why I don't run multiple Scouts is you have to buy Autonomous Scout with each one. Otherwise, what's the point of the Scout? The Scout should be independent. Scout, if you're going to use it for fuel transfer, whatever you're going to use it for, let's say you have a Scout trailer attached. Now, one of the big disadvantages of this truck, and unfortunately the Apache as well, is they don't allow trailer attachments, which is beyond ridiculous. That's not realistic. But I think they wanted to give you reasons to selecting other trucks, because then it would just make this truck too overpowered, right? It would just make this truck too good. And I think just so that you have other options, or you try other trucks and buy other DLCs and stuff, that's probably why they did that limitation, which is just ridiculous. But okay, whatever. Definitely not realistic or simulation wise, but this can be used for some basic level hauling, although this is advertised as a luxury truck, luxury off-roading truck, super luxury, I would say. Safety cage, yes. Small roof rack, yes. These are all stackable, meaning you can have them on at the same time. Okay, so yeah, it's all very stackable. And you can have, if you look at the total amount, well, not the safety cage, but this one provides 150 repair points, 100 fuel tank, 100 liters. This isn't liters. You can change that setting in your settings. You can change it to liters or versus gallons, whatever you want. Fuel tank here, 60 liters, 2 spare wheels, and 150 repair points, and another 150 repair points, 2 spare wheels, and 160. So in all, it has 80 liters here, 80 liters in its tank standard, and 160 in these 60, 160, plus 160, 320. So total 400 liters once it's fully fueled. Once you fuel all of its extra fuel here, so you can take 400 liters at a time. That's huge. That means there's less chance. I mean, if you really mismanage your trips, that's the only chance that it would run out of fuel and have to be rescued by another truck, so it can go there and give it fuel. So you'd have to really mismanage it. Otherwise, there's no good reason. And you also get 450 repair points, 4 spare wheels. Very self-sufficient, especially with the autonomous scout. There are certain cases, let's say hills that you're trying to roll down, that you could fall and have nothing to winch to. So there are some rare cases where you could still get in trouble and need to rescue the truck. Otherwise, very self-sufficient, perfect for scouting. The perfect scout, or one of the best scouts in the game. This is mostly for aesthetics, all this stuff. Stock wheel fender, yeah, there's definitely aesthetics. That safety cage also helps in reducing the body damage, and that'll save you a little money based on, how you operate. This one is an extra little light, and that helps in the night driving. Oh, some of these things are functional, slightly functional. This is pure aesthetics, just looks better. Yeah. Oh. E. Okay, and the color here, I usually go with this one or this one. Yeah, I'll go with the black and blue. Apply color. This is just from some accessories. I mean, you could add some of this stuff. Again, pure aesthetics, and some of these you even have to complete some trials just to be able to access that particular accessory, and you still have to pay the game currency for it. Okay. Apologetics. So you could probably do freedom sticker would be fine. Pick whatever you want. This doesn't matter. This is aesthetics, internal aesthetics. Sometimes you have to use, for certain contests, you have to use a first person view. Sometimes you may prefer that, but I usually prefer the third person view outside the vehicle. Exterior stickers. I don't like exterior sticker on this one. Windshield sticker. Yeah, I'll do a windshield sticker. Out in the wilds or climber. Yeah, out in the wilds. Oh, the wilds. Apply sticker. Yeah. Good ornaments again. Buy, pass certain trials. Whatever. Okay. So there you go. And then we just leave the garage. I don't think they give you, or do they? Hold on. Do they give you... I forgot about that. Yeah. The function button, I forgot what that was. Alright, so refuel. Yeah, they did. I think they changed it in certain startups, but okay, you get the full 400 liters to start with, so you can. It has all-wheel drive to start with. That's not something you have to add, but it's switchable, right? So you don't start with it. You can not have it to save fuel efficiency. But yeah, basically we're gonna start with this setup when we actually start playing, and then I will basically I'll do the different trucks and do reviews of each of those trucks. This one will kind of be, I kind of reviewed some of it already, but to actually show it and use it, I'll do that when I actually review all the trucks and give their real life specifications, their in-game specifications, all that stuff. I'll get to that when I get to each of those trucks. And of course I'll talk about the full Michigan fleet, what fleet that I use, or fleet up until the end of Michigan, throughout Michigan, what trucks I buy. I'll discuss that in a future video, and I could, in that same video or in multiple different parts, talk about all the different trucks, and they're probably in different videos, short videos of each of those trucks and the reviews of what I think each of those trucks will be. So as my fleet is increasing and which trucks I decide to use and keep in my fleet, and I'll mention at what stage in the game I'm in, and this was a truck that I was using and whatever, and review it. And just for general knowledge and just for fun also, I also compared the real game version to the game version, and say, especially in terms of specs and hauling power and all that stuff, what is the real life version like, and what did they make it in the game for? Does it come close to matching its value or worth or functionality in real life? So okay, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked my way of gaming, and if you do, give a like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.